that's what's happening. But Jordan Hall.
Hello, we are back.
Earlier in Indiana, and he was showing us
and instant tornado damage.
And I just want to show you this. I'm sorry, this is Illinois Lake Village. I'm sorry, he was in Illinois and Indiana.
Look at this damage
from Indiana, Lake Village.
Oh, hi,
He's
Jeff.
also in the
Jefferson, is
the
it in,
area near Kankakee.
What's it called?
And he's got all kinds of awesome.
Scottish, look at the damage.
Socials
I can't
if you
right
want
now.
to see that. The reason I'm showing this right now is because it was obviously an
I got a question.
Is it bad? Is it like EF4
multiple
damage?
reports of injuries, fatalities, lots
Or
of homes
is it, do you
destroyed.
think it's potential
We are
EF5
working
damage
on
actually?
putting together a full recap for you. It'll likely be in the next.
I see a lot of trailers.
But I just wanted to remind everybody that
it's
we
not
are
EF5
still
then. It's gonna be like
working on this. We
EF3
still have
max.
boots on the ground. We are still, doing stuff with the Y'all Squad to make
Oh,
sure.
God,
that
dissertation,
we,
dissertation,
we
like right
take care
now,
of people out here.
dissertation.
What's good, Jeff?
And
Jeff.
your contributions that you've made
Dissertation, like
so
right
far.
now.
Speaking of those contributions, we are at
yesterday
$133,000 raised. Okay, if you want to help us help people
Let's
that have been
see.
hit by tornadoes, you can go to theyallsquad.org and you can submit a donation to our 501c3 nonprofit organization. It's unreal that we've already raised $133,000. I couldn't thank you guys enough for that, and obviously the people that we're going to help also, I'm sure, are very grateful for you. But it would be awesome if we could cross that 150,000 goal. If everybody here pitched in $1 or $2, we'd hit it in a matter of minutes. So that's the y'allsquad.org. You can scan that QR code and it takes you right to the donate page if you want to support. It's completely optional, but it is an option for you. Checking back in on Brandon Montgomery, who once again is showing us that storm coming together here. That's west of Cincinnati. It's coming out of Greensburg now. I do want to go back to Fayette County, Pennsylvania, and Bedford, Blair, and Cambria counties. This is one of our strongest storms right now, moving into Johnstown. We do have a camera out here that we can look at, so we're going to keep an eye on this as the storm gets closer. We've got some viewers out here, by the way. Somebody out here says, is the storm coming this way? Yes. If you're in Hollidaysburg, this storm is coming right for you. The main threat with this is going to be the potential hail and wind. There is a little bit of a tornado threat, but it's not quite as high as it was earlier. You can see some broad rotation in this storm moving towards Boswell. Let's go back down to Macon County, Tennessee, where we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. There it is, Lafayette, Hartsville, Beech Grove, Red Boiling Springs. You guys are officially under a warning now. The storm that we just watched wreak havoc in Nashville and then push through Gallatin is now working towards you. It does look a little bit less intense now, but it's still going to be a powerhouse of a storm as it comes through Hartsville and Lafayette. You guys need to be getting ready for this, as it will have some damaging winds and some hail. Somebody in Beech Grove says, we're not scared, we're prepared. That's what we like to hear. Somebody in Hartsville says, I'm ready. And the thunder is getting closer. By the way, in Waynesboro, Tennessee, we got another damage report. Or we had another damage report. Power lines are down out there. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported as well. This is what it looks like out there. If we zoom out, the Tennessee storms are getting their act together as they approach Murfreesboro, McMinnville, Cookeville. Places like Lewisburg and Winchester will probably be talking about you a little bit later. Get ready. It's coming, y'all. Ryan, what do you think the rating was on that Kankakee storm yesterday? I don't know yet. Well, you know, based off of everything that I've seen, it's obviously a powerful tornado. You've got significant building damage, significant structural damage, but a lot of the pictures that I've seen also have trees that don't seem to be as chewed up, I guess, as you would see in your traditional EF4 or greater. So I don't know if we're seeing if we're looking at a very high-end tornado like that, but it's certainly going to be higher than EF2 from everything that I've seen. It's really not up to me. There's like structural engineers and, you know, a lot of really smart people down there that are trying to figure that out right now. That's why we wait on them to rate them, because just looking at pictures and stuff like that, it's hard to get a good grasp on it. Check it out. This is the storm coming into the Lawrenceburg area right now. Look at that wall of rain and wind. Holy smokes. Try and get out of the way. Look at that, guys. It's plumb wild, ain't it? All right, the fun part has moved past my head now, so I can step back over here. Man, that really is a daggone wall. Wait, is that debris? No, those are birds. That just disturbed like a whole nest of birds there. Did you see them come flying out of them trees? So, yeah, this is what's coming into the Lawrenceburg, Tennessee area right now. I think we might have just lost that camera. Did the power just go out here? Well, here's the same storm from a little bit more of a distance here. But, yeah, what we're looking at is this storm that's coming through the Lawrenceburg area right now. It just hit Lawrenceburg, and I think we lost that camera. The power might have actually went out, but that's going to be coming up towards Pulaski soon. You guys need to be getting ready for this. This is one of the stronger storms that we tracked today, and it doesn't look like it's showing any signs of letting up. Power lines down in eastern Wayne County near Natchez Trace. I would say that we're probably about to get some more reports in here from the Lawrenceburg area. We did get a hail report. Small hail out here. Nickel-size hail in Lawrenceburg just recorded. And it's moving fast. It is moving very fast. So y'all need to be getting ready out here in Tennessee. All right. Nashville, you're still getting a little storm right now. It's below severe limits. Once this pushes through, I think we might be done in Nashville, but we could have a couple more rounds to go. We do have, we're going to be watching these storms approach Murfreesboro and Cookeville next. For my friends in Kentucky, we don't have much going on right now. Louisville, we're watching the storms to your west. We'll see if they get a little bit more organized. And then, of course, Cincinnati, we're watching the storms come towards you as well. Probably one of the stronger storms is this one right here that Brandon Montgomery is on. And then not a lot going on around Columbus right now. We've got some storms. Nothing's really getting organized yet. Some of our more impressive looking storms are over here towards Pennsylvania and West Virginia. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning, a really intense severe thunderstorm, it looks like, near Blair and Cambria. That's coming up there towards Interstate 99 here soon, near Central City and King. Boswell is about to get hit pretty hard here by a very strong storm. And there is rotation here. This is the kind of storm that we would expect that they might try to warn, maybe with a precautionary tornado warning at some point. But right now, this is a severe thunderstorm warning with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds being the biggest threat. We also have another storm up here in Blair, Cambria, and Centre counties. This is approaching Tyrone, and this is going to be also bringing about some strong winds and some hail. Let's go back down to Tennessee. We just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for areas south of Nashville. Somebody in Franklin says it's getting mighty dark here. Yes, it is. You've got a pretty big storm approaching you right now. In Franklin and Spring Hill. We're talking about the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds. We're not looking at a big tornado threat. We're not looking at much of a hail threat, but we are looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds coming in right now. There's 51 of you guys checking in the WeatherWise app inside of that warning. Somebody says they're staying connected, waiting on the storm. Somebody says, thanks for all you do. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This wouldn't be nearly as useful if it wasn't for you guys feeding information and helping guide my attention to the right spots and everything. This is definitely a team effort. You're doing just as much as me, if not more. You're the one getting hit by the storm. You're the one getting plumb smacked. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back down to the camera that we were looking at. Once again, I still think that we've lost power on that Hazcam, but we keep it on this one. The storms down here right along the Mississippi border up into southern Tennessee are becoming our strongest ones. And I'm growing increasingly concerned for our friends in Lewisburg and Pulaski, not for a tornado threat as much as straight line damaging winds. We're already seeing tons of reports coming out from this, and I think that we're going to have more as the storms go through places like Cornersville, Pulaski, or Pulaski, however you say it in Tennessee. So you guys need to be getting ready. And that storm just south of Nashville is doing the same thing. It's kind of ramping up here as we're really in the main heating of the day. We've had plenty of time for instability to increase, and we're just going to continue to see this stuff come together. Oh, wow. Here's another view of the storm from a little bit more of a distance. You can see that's what it looks like out here north of P-Town, Pulaski. Is it? You guys say Pulaski? I feel like I said that before and you guys got on to me or something. Let's see here. Blair, Center, and Huntington County, you guys are under a new severe thunderstorm warning out here in Pennsylvania. Tornado possible tag on that. Get ready in Warriors Mark, Baileysville, and Pine Grove Mills. We got a storm capable of producing a tornado with some hail and wind coming in right now. Here's what it looks like out there on the roads. Let's go back down to Macon, Tennessee. We got a new severe thunderstorm down here. This is going to go on for 30 more minutes. It's for Lafayette and areas around there, north of Carthage. 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's going to be your main threat on that, and this is what it looks like from a distance. Pulaski, okay. All right, cool. Where is it? Some place calls it Pulaski. What state is that? And remind me to never go there, because of course it's Pulaski. I'm not kidding. I was sitting here saying Pulaski, Pulaski, Pulaski one night, and the chat was roasting me because it was Pulaski. But I don't remember what state that was for. I never do remember. We just got a new severe thunderstorm warning that does go all the way out there to Lewisburg now. Lewisburg, Tennessee, you're officially under a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. So they've upgraded the warning now to include that.
A new tornado
possible
warning
tag.
has been issued.
And we just got a new tornado warning. So things are escalating here. There's
A
that
new
rotation
tornado
we were
warning
talking about
has
back
been
here near
issued.
Boswell. Tornado warning now for Bedford, Cambria, and Somerset counties in Pennsylvania. This is what it looks like. This is the part of the storm that's experiencing the rotation. It's coming across the interstate here, or it's coming across the highway near Randolph. We've got a tornado warning now for the Gallatin State Forest, Central City, and Windber, really close to Hugh Creek, Stoystown, Randolph, and Hooversville. You guys have got to get into your safe spot. That's
A new
decent area of
tornado
rotation
warning
back there
has been
to
issued.
the south of Boswell. Once again, that's Bedford County, Cambria County, and Somerset County. In Pennsylvania. Get to shelter now if you're in Windber, Boswell, Central City, Paint, Hooversville, or Jennerstown, Pennsylvania. It's going to go on for the next 29 minutes. We do have some places in the path like the Albert Farms Airport, the Canebrook School, and we have the medical center out there, the Chansoon Medical Center, and there is a mobile home park. We've got the Gordon's Mobile Home Park in the direct path of that rotation. So we're encouraging you guys to get to shelter quickly. Why does it look like it's snowing here? Yeah, that tornado warning is going to go on for 27 more minutes. I'm jumping back down to Tennessee real quick because south of Nashville, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning going on for 42 more minutes. This is about to hit Franklin. Somebody out here says, I'm moving my guitars into my safe space and then my wife. Somebody said that down here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Somebody says, cue the house rattling thunder. This is going to hit Franklin, Spring Hill, then Nolensville. Get ready for 60-mile-per-hour winds. You just got to get indoors and away from windows. That's the same storm that's going to be hitting Murfreesboro later. Give it another hour and a half or so. I want to get back down here to our storm coming into Giles County, or Giles County. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm butchering these Tennessee names, and I've got no excuse. I've been down here talking to you guys. You guys have corrected me a million times. I think that we're just going to have to deal with it, I think. Or I've got to build back into our software the thing where I can click on the town names and it tells me the correct pronunciation. I'll do that for the next stream. Yeah, this is a live look at the storm coming in right now to Campbellsville, the Campbellsville area. How many of you guys are watching out here in Tennessee right now? I see some check-ins, but there's not a lot of people in Lewisburg checking in, at least, is what it seems like. If you know anybody in Lewisburg, tell them that there's a pretty decent storm coming in. I see a lot of you guys actually tuning in right now from the Franklin area. Somebody's actually sharing their live feed with me. So this is one of our viewers here in the WeatherWise app right now, streaming to us from Franklin, Tennessee. You can see that shelf cloud coming in. That is going to be like after that shelf cloud goes by, you're going to get a big burst of 60-mile-per-hour winds, and that's going to be, potentially a serious situation here in Franklin that could bring down power lines. It could cause power outages, bring down tree limbs and stuff like that. Thank you, viewer, by the way, for sharing that with me. Now let's get indoors and away from windows. Somebody said, "Where's the naders, Ryan?" Well, they're not with us today. Thank goodness. This is mostly a straight line damaging wind threat, what we're dealing with right now. And lots of lightning too. Columbia's getting dark and windy. Columbia's actually threading the needle here. There's no warning in Columbia. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning to your south, a severe thunderstorm warning to your north, one to your west. Everything's going around Columbia right now, but doesn't mean that it's going to be like that the whole time. That could change. Here's a look at that EMA camera. It looks like that wall of wind and rain is about to hit this head on. We might lose power on this one too, but we still got it. We still got it visible from the camera right behind that, which shows an ominous cloud moving in right now. I'm seeing a ton of message from Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky asking the exact same thing. The sun is out. Does that mean that we're in the clear? The answer is technically no. If for some places, right? If you are still in front of the line of storms and the sun is out, then what that means is we actually don't want to see sunshine. Right now, in places like Cincinnati, Dayton, Louisville, the clouds have broken up and it's getting a little bit warm and muggy. That sunshine is going to act like fuel, baking the atmosphere, increasing the instability ahead of our next round of storms. We do have a tornado watch in effect for southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, and southern Ohio all the way out until 6 p.m. So I know this is a stressful time of day because kids are getting out of school and all that kind of stuff. So if you're doing a school run right now, you have time, but you do need to stay weather aware. Have your WeatherWise app open. Keep your alerts loud. And know that just because the sun is shining doesn't mean that the threat is over. Go check back in on our tornado warning in Pennsylvania. This is south of Johnstown, but somebody in Johnstown said it's going crazy here. Yeah, our rotation's back here closer to Boswell. So you guys need to be in your safe spots in Central City as well. Somebody back here towards Hollidaysburg says, "I'm getting ready to head to our safe space." You might need to if they end up moving that warning a little bit farther to the east, expanding it out. It is possible. It is possible. Davidson County, Tennessee, checking back in on you. There's 80 of you guys checking in inside of this. Franklin's getting hit right now. I'm hunkered down at work. It's eerie out here, somebody says. All right, yeah, this is going mostly south of Nashville, by the way. But Nashville, you are going to get a heavy burst of rain, some more lightning, some more wind, maybe even a tiny bit of hail. Check out this video from Huber Heights, Ohio. This was for the tornado-warned storm that passed north of them. 2D Fire, thank you for sending that in. There's some Amatis clouds out there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. You guys are going to get in on some storms a little bit later. Another shot from Houston. Storms are rolling into downtown Houston. Yeah, we got that big line of storms coming through. Peter is sharing us some hail in Hendersonville, Tennessee. There's another cat. Add it to the list. Thank you. Thank you, Cookville, for tuning in. You guys are getting ready. Ian is showing us the shelf cloud out there in Lebanon, Tennessee. Trayton in Shadyside. Look at that. This is in Selmer, Tennessee, when that storm hit earlier. This is the same one that went on to produce some damage out there in Waynesburg and is now moving into the area south of Nashville. Strong, long-lasting storm. There's another view of it in Gallatin, Tennessee earlier. with some small hail, some strong winds from Jim. And there we are again in Hendersonville. Wait, did I just call a dog a cat? Oops. Scarlett, thanks for sending that in. Here's some damage in Medina, Ohio. Strong wind gusts brought down some tree limbs, big ones. And this is what was going on out there in Gallatin, Tennessee. You had people on motorcycles abandon them in the middle of the interstate. And you got people out here on John Deere's just having a good old time. Honestly, it's what it looks like. I don't know if they're running for their lives or if they're doing this for fun. You really can't tell. There's a nice shelf cloud in Moundsville, West Virginia. Thank you guys for sending this stuff in. Somebody says, I work at a collision center. I get the feeling we're about to get a lot of hail claims. There is some hail coming here. I don't think it's huge hail, but you definitely might be getting some claims here in the next little bit.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Strong storm continuing to come through Bedford, Cambria, and Somerset. That's going to be a tornado warning for the next 18 minutes. 18 minutes. All right, let's come back over here to 358. This is a live camera down here just south of Nashville where we can see the storm starting to come across the highway now. Winds are starting to pick up here. What you're seeing here is what is going to happen farther east. So exactly the conditions that we're seeing here are what's about to happen in Nolensville, Smyrna, and Suggs Creek, and places like that. Somebody out here says they're hearing thunder now. Well, this is what you're about to see. You know, it's been so long since I've seen a dog on the submissions. I just said cat. Or there was a cat on the TV. And then there was a dog that kind of looked like a cat, I think. I don't know. Who knows? Guys, I'm trying my best here. I'm supposed to know the difference between cloud types, radar signatures. Knowing the difference between animals is just adding a whole nother thing that, like, I can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it all. "17 minutes remain on this tornado warning. Central City, Windber, we're asking you to stay in your safe spots for those 17 more minutes. We're continuing to watch our storm come into Giles County. Absolutely getting plumb smacked here in Campbellsville. And then just down the road, you can see that big shelf cloud coming in. It's looking ominous. Yeah, it's about to hit that camera head on. Let's go down here to Texas and talk about this one again. It's been a second since we visited this one. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning down here with a tornado possible tag. This is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour toward Woodville, Colmsnale, and Wildwood. If you're anywhere in the Alabama reservation area, traveling up I-69, or I'm sorry, US 69, you are in the path of this. The radar is picking up some rotation with this cell. It's not a lot, but there's some rotation with this cell. So that's why we've got that tornado possible tag. But even without a tornado, we're looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts that'll easily bring down trees and power lines. Get into a sturdy building, stay away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. We're going to keep an eye on this as it approaches Jasper. Also, we're going to keep an eye on these blips. Okay, we still have blips just absolutely blipping about out here in Louisiana. You can see one here. You got little peaks of sunshine in between each one. These might become problematic. If one of these can become a little bit more mature, root up, and become a strong storm on its own, you might have a real supercell threat here. You know what I'm saying? Jenner County, Pennsylvania, we got a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning as well. This is going right towards Pine Grove Mills, Baileysville, and McAlly's Fort. No tornado warning on this, but we do have a tornado warning on this storm in Somerset County for the next 14 minutes. Let's go back down to Tennessee. Storms still coming through the greater Nashville area. Honestly, the southern side of Nashville is getting hit pretty hard. Probably the same intensity as what's inside of the severe thunderstorm warning just to the south. So you're technically getting a somewhat of a severe thunderstorm on the south side of Nashville right now. It's going to go by pretty quick, though. You can see that we're starting to get some stronger winds down here. On the north side of Nashville, you won't even notice this, really. Coming back down here to Lewisburg, watching this storm approach from our cameras. Wow, this is a great shot of the storm coming in right now. This is in, is this in Linville, Tennessee, or nearby? North of Pulaski, south and west of Lewisburg. This is what we're looking at. This is the storm that's coming towards Lewisburg right now. Yeah, that looks a little ominous. You're seeing the rain-cooled air coming out from under the storm, meeting all that warm, moist air getting shoved up into the storm base there. I don't see a ton of rotation. I do see, you know, a concerning storm. There's going to be some damaging winds behind that, more than likely. Somebody in chat says, I'm about 2 miles away from that camera. See, that's our goal. We're going to continue to try to put cameras all across the United States. And at some point, we're going to have a camera 2 miles away from everybody. That way, nobody has to be out on the front porch. Every time we do one of these live streams, everybody wants to go out on the front porch and experience the storm. And then we hear reports of people needing medical attention because they's out on the porch and a tree fell down. So the answer here, the ultimate goal is to get everybody's, we're going to have a camera or a storm chaser everywhere so everybody can get inside, not have to be on the front porch, and you can just watch this. Nobody has to get a tree falling on them. You know what I'm saying? So if you are somebody who has a tower, EMA, police, fire department, communications, internet service provider, whatever it is, you got a big tower somewhere, consider emailing me. Once again, I'll pay for the camera, and I'll let you guys use it if you want to. We're really trying to put cameras everywhere. Here it comes. Wall of wind and rain coming into Linville, Tennessee now. Boom. Somebody says, if you're inside, you're scared. Well, if you ain't scared of a tree falling on you, there's something wrong with you. I wouldn't brag about that. Yeah, this is pretty intense here. Once again, this is the storm as it comes through Linville, Tennessee. Next in line, we've got Cornersville, Lewisburg, Pulaski. Yep, you guys, this is what you're about to get right here. Yeah, it was completely clear here, and then we just had that wall of wind and rain, and now already it's starting to lighten up. So it's going to be you're going to get plumb smacked, but it's literally going to be like a smack. Like it's going to be over before you know it. Once again, next in line is going to be over here towards Cornersville. Lewisburg, you guys are going to get hit too. And then Pulaski, you guys are probably just moments away. Yep. You see how awesome this is? Like we can literally track this wall of wind at a hyper granular level because of the amount of cameras that we have in Tennessee. We just got to do this everywhere. All right, we're going to come back to this camera, but we did just get one of our first severe thunderstorm warnings in Kentucky. So I want to go up here to Kentucky into Cumberland and Monroe counties. We've got Kettle, Burkesville, Tompkinsville, now under a severe thunderstorm warning. We are looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail coming into the area. So get indoors and away from windows. This is what it looks like out there just to the south and west of this warning. Strong area of wind and rain coming in right now. And that's going to be what comes up towards Rager, Kettle, and Burkesville. Nothing else going on in Kentucky right now. We're watching around Cincinnati, Louisville. We're waiting to see if anything pops up here, but everything seems very manageable right now. There's nothing to kind of talk about. There's a decent little group of storms that's formed here north of Elizabethtown. We'll watch if they grow. But right now, nothing too bad. We do have a tornado warning continuing here for 8 more minutes.
A new tornado
in
warning
Bedford
has been
and
issued.
Somerset counties. We're encouraging you guys to stay in your safe spots. A couple more severe storms out there. We'll probably need to keep an eye on this cell over here north and west of Harrisburg. That's another one that needs to be watched. Go back down to Giles, Tennessee. Pulaski is about to get hit here by our storm. We got another camera here just a little bit down the road showing us that storm as it comes in. And we even have a storm chaser here. Look at this. Clarence Bennett is out there in Pulaski, Tennessee. So you guys are plumb covered here as the storm comes in. Let's take a look at Macon County, Tennessee. You guys are still under a severe thunderstorm warning. Somebody in Red Boiling Springs says it's loud and flashy. It's coming up towards Salina. So get ready for a strong storm, y'all. Speaking of Pulaski, Tennessee, there's a picture from Kelsey out there. The wind's picking up. There's another cat. I'm kidding. I'm kidding that time. I'm kidding. I know that's a dog. Here's Chloe watching you today. That's in Gibson County, Indiana. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really am honored to be on your screens today. We take this very seriously. We just really appreciate you giving us the opportunity to tell you the weather, because myself, Andy, everybody involved here, we love it. Like, we're just huge weather geeks. Nobody, like, it would be a problem how much we loved weather if it wasn't for you guys. So you guys have helped validate our obsession, and we couldn't be more thankful for you. Cecil Township in Washington County, Pennsylvania. That's a part of the rotating base of the storm there. Now, it's not a lot of rotation, but it's enough to where you got to be concerned about it, especially because the cloud bases are so low. So it doesn't take much for this to turn into a tornado whenever it's already pretty much scraping the ground. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that's a nice, view of the shelf cloud there in Butler County, Ohio. This is great video. I swear, I really do think that in every storm event, we get some of the best storm media from you guys, too. Thank you for sending that in from Butler County. Skies are clearing out there in Belmont County, Ohio. We got another group out here watching in West Virginia. That's Emily sending that in. How about you, Bella Hall? And then here's a look from Williamson County, Tennessee, from Stephen's point of view. Heavy rain moving through. It looks like these guys are prepared. They got their go bag ready, the weather radio, the whole 9 yards. They're ready to go. We aren't scared. We're prepared in Tony, Alabama. Big fan of you and storms. Larissa, thank you for sending that in. Heavy rain and hail in Summertown, Tennessee. And then here's another look from Williamson County, Tennessee. There's a time lapse from west of Nashville earlier. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh my gosh. Now, what in the world? Now, don't get me wrong, there was some wind here. But what happened to that shed looked a little dramatic compared to the wind. This storm specifically had it out for that shed, I think. It focused all of its energy on that one spot because like the trees are not moving that much. Looks like a daggone ghost came through and kicked that over. But James P. says, I was at work. I came home to a mess. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this happened. But I don't know if this was as much of a weather phenomenon as it might have been supernatural. Like something was targeting that shed. I don't know what, but I'd be looking into that if I was you. Thank you for the submission there. Let's see here. There's a time lapse from Hartsville, Tennessee. Awesome. Thank you for sending that in, Cameron. And then we saw this one already from Lindsay. And then there's a shelf cloud in Sandusky earlier today. Thank you guys for sending this stuff in. RyanHallYall.com/submit is where you can do that. We do have a continued severe thunderstorm warning out here for Lewisburg. We're watching this from a couple different cameras, including the fire department down there and Marshall. You can see that shelf cloud coming through. We're going to get hit by that big wall of wind and rain that's coming into Lewisburg here shortly. And we need you guys to get indoors and away from windows. It does look like we got a severe thunderstorm warning way out here to the east of this as well for Fayetteville, Lynchburg, and Winchester. We're expecting this to continue all the way down there. So you guys need to be getting ready for some strong wind, some rain, some hail, and they did actually put a tornado possible tag on that as well. Here's a live storm chaser out here in Pulaski, Tennessee, showing us this storm as it comes out of Pulaski, moving towards Fayetteville. Jasper County, Texas, new severe thunderstorm warning out here. How are we doing, Jasper? I see there's at least one of you checking in on the WeatherWise app out here in this, but I'd say there's more of you watching. So here's a perfect example of what we're looking for. Do you see this big line of storms? This is obviously going to cause some wind and some rain and some problems, right? But this little blip right here, this is actually a bigger problem. You want to know why? Flip to velocity. There is a little bit of rotation showing up here between Roganville and Friendship. Now, this is like nothing, right? Like this doesn't really
A
matter
new tornado
until
warning
that storm
has been
gets
issued.
stronger. If this storm was able to mature and get a lot bigger and form a more powerful updraft, then the rotating aspect of it would become a bigger problem. We might have a tornado. Right now, it's just a little shrimp. It's just a little bitty bean blip. Now, I do often say that we shouldn't underestimate a blip because it could get bigger. But if it doesn't, then this isn't going to be much of a problem. But if it does, this is why we're talking about this right now with the potential for prefrontal supercells today. So we've got to watch every blip very closely. If they start getting bigger, more organized, and more powerful, then we might have a problem with some tornado warnings out here a little bit later. Lake County, Tennessee, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. We got a little bit of what looks like a hook here on the bottom side of this. I'm not seeing a ton of rotation though, so I don't think that we need to be freaking out about this or anything. But it's definitely, on a day like today, you want to watch every little signature like that, right? You don't ever want to leave anything behind or overlook something. So just know that this storm does look like it's getting a little bit more intense on its way to Midway and Salina. We can see it coming in pretty clearly here on the EMA camera, so we'll keep you up to date on that. And then I want to go over here back to Giles County again because we've got a good view of this storm coming in from the EMA down there as well. Oh, man, this is a great shot. Look at that. Man, storms are so cool, man. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this. Oh, yeah, when we go back to the blip, I'll play the blip song. I forgot. Look at how fast it's moving. Once again, we got heavy precipitation back here. Got rain cooled air getting, like, kind of hitting the ground and fanning out. Like, imagine, dust, like, if you drop a book or something on the floor, like, everything's kind of goes out around it. That's all coming out from under the storm. And then out here, we've got a bunch of warm, moist air, right? And that cool air forces the warm, moist air up, and it starts condensing once it gets up here. That's why we get this crazy looking stuff right here. It's going to pass right over us. Yeah, those birds can't stay out in front of this thing. I think those are the same birds from 4 counties ago. They're like, man, when's this thing going to slow down? We want to stop. Looks like the same birds. All right, so this is what's happening here. Now, this is what you can expect downstream. This is what's going to happen in Elkton, Frankenwing, and then eventually Fayetteville. Look at this little thing right here. Look at that little dangling thing. That's an SLC. Scary looking cloud. Man, this is an awesome view, though. I could sit there and watch that all day. That's coming into Frankenwing and then Fayetteville, okay? Let's go back down here to Texas. We did get a new severe thunderstorm warning up here for Sabine, Angela counties. This is a tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to go on for the next 40 minutes. Get ready for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. We do have a camera out here, if it'll work, showing us this storm as it comes in. So we'll be checking in on this periodically, get ready for a strong storm to work into the western Louisiana area. This is coming together pretty quickly. Starting to sprinkle, somebody said. Yeah, some of these cells are looking a little bit more organized, so we've got to keep a very close eye on this stuff. Ooh, the stuff in Mississippi is not looking bad either. Nothing immediately concerning, but something. Something to watch here as these storms get a little bit stronger. You got some rain moving through Florence right now. Nothing to worry about in Florence or Rogersville. But we'll be watching your area all evening just to see if anything comes of that. By the way, storms coming into Murfreesboro right now. We're going to get a big burst of wind and rain here. This is what it looks like in the storm, right before it hits you, right? So this is what we're dealing with out there, and that's coming into Murfreesboro here soon. So get ready for some winds and maybe some very small hail. It does look like the severe thunderstorm warning has been dropped. We've got a special weather statement, but still, that special weather statement is for 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. We've got another Giles County EMA camera letting us track this wall of wind again through portions of southern Tennessee. This is the part that's eventually going to make it into Delrose, okay? Big wall of wind and rain coming in right now. By the way, the storm that's moving over towards Fayetteville, this storm right here, there was reports from emergency management in Pulaski that there was structural damage from this exact same storm cell as it moved through Giles County. Packing observed wind gusts of 60 miles per hour and quarter-size hail, and it still carries a tornado possible tag. So if you're in Moore, Lincoln, or northern Franklin counties, you need to treat this with the same respect pretty much as a tornado warning. Don't wait to see the rain. Get away from windows and move into an interior room on the lowest floor. The line's moving east at 50 miles per hour. We do have this dangly bit right here. And once again, the cloud bases are so low, you got to watch them all. And that's why we've got the tornado possible tag on here. That's why we're encouraging you to treat this, even though it's not a tornado warning, we're encouraging you to treat it as such with the same respect. That's what's moving over towards Fayetteville. Let's go up to Clay County, Tennessee. Midway is getting hit pretty hard right now by that storm. It's moving over towards Salina. There's those birds again, dude. This is what's eventually going to go up towards the Dale Hollow Lake as well. And yeah, let's zoom out here and let's take a look at some more stuff. I've got a lot of people checking in up here around Ohio still. Our storms are still not getting very organized here. We don't have anything severe coming in, but we do have a line of storms approaching portions of Dayton, down pretty much the corridor between Dayton and Cincinnati. These are what I would call garden variety storms. The skies are getting dark. You've got a shelf cloud coming in. You're going to get a brief rain shower and potentially some lightning, some thunder and stuff like that. But right now, thankfully, it doesn't look too bad. This is what it looks like out there at Kings Island. So we'll keep an eye on that. But so far, so good with the severe threat in the Dayton area. Just we'll keep an eye on those storms. We're also going to keep an eye on these things. These little cells right here, definitely you got to keep an eye on those as they move towards Nelsonville, MacArthur, and Athens. We'll see if those maintain strength at all. Yeah, outside of that, our focus is going to shift over here into Pennsylvania, where everything is pretty much dropped below severe limits. So things look, at least for right now, things look calmer in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and West Virginia. But I don't expect that will continue. I think that at some point these will catch up with some of this instability out in front of them, and we'll see another uptick in the activity over here. But right now, there's no warnings in Pennsylvania. There is a warning in Tennessee, though. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Chapel Hill and Shelbyville. We're talking about Bedford, Marshall, and Rutherford counties now under a severe thunderstorm warning. And, yeah, that's coming through Lewisburg right now. Downtown Lewisburg is getting a nice gust of wind. We're about to see that crank up here a little bit. The strongest winds, I think, are coming through Cornersville and what is that, Graball? And they're moving more towards Petersburg right now. So get ready out there in Shelbyville, Lynchburg, and Fayetteville, Petersburg, Belleville, out here in Tennessee and northern Alabama. This Boeing line segment is going to cause some problems. It's going to continue to cause more and more problems, I believe. We did have a damaging wind report from Columbia. The irony of that, this is where we didn't have a severe thunderstorm warning earlier. We had power lines and a power pole reported down on Maple Leaf Avenue in Columbia. We also had a report of trees and wires down on Camp Drive, blocking off both lanes of traffic up here in Pennsylvania. The storm earlier. And then back down to Tennessee, a metal roof was peeled off a portion of a metal building back here north and west of Lawrenceburg. By the way, yeah, Cumberland County, Kentucky is still under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is coming into Burkesville and Kettle here soon with 60-mile-per-hour winds. Somebody out here says it's thundering in Albany, Kentucky. Somebody in Monticello says, what's it looking like for us? This will come towards you, and it's probably going to continue to be a severe storm. So I'd get ready for those winds and hail coming towards you as well. It's not there yet, but it's coming. Check this out. This is a time lapse from Savannah, Tennessee. Wow. Yeah, this is that big storm that came through Savannah earlier. Is this this is the Hascam, ain't it? Yeah, there it was. That's what the storm looked like as it went through Savannah, Tennessee earlier. That's the same one that we're still tracking into portions of southern Tennessee right now. Yeah, it got pretty wild there for a minute, didn't it? That's a good car wash. Thanks for sending that in. And then Alyssa is showing us some of that, some of those storms that are popping up around Cincinnati. Thank you, Alyssa. Keep us updated on those. Here's another time lapse. This is from a drone, I believe. This is in Sumner County. This is a time lapse of the cell moving from Sumner County into Trousdale and Macon County. So this is